In every decade, or maybe every year, some legendary talents introduce their innovations in various fields. But there are some inventions among them. Once they are discovered, they will change the life of mankind and change the world. Welcome everybody to a new episode of Billion Stories. Today's video features 10 innovations that have changed the world. So we can proceed to the topic, 10 inventions that changed the world. Number 1. Steam engine. Even though the first version of the steam engine is of the 3rd century AD, the improvements made to the steam engine during the 18th century by James Watt, who was a Scottish mechanical engineer, was laid the foundation for changes taking place due to the Industrial Revolution. It took decades to design it. Its blueprints were created by James Watt. The combustion of fuel produces high-temperature gases, which on rising sends pressure into a piston and moves it. No doubt, this extraordinary discovery played a major role in the discovery of other equipment such as automobiles, aircraft, etc. that changed the face of human life. Number 2. The wheel. Although it's unknown as to who invented the wheel, keeping agriculture aside, the wheel was probably the first invention that changed human life on Earth. The idea of a symmetric device that moves in a circle in an axis was particularly prevalent in ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Europe at different times. Therefore, it's not possible to determine who and where the wheel originated. This remarkable discovery appeared in 3500 BC. The wheel has grown into one of mankind's most important inventions ever. To facilitate farming and transportation, from clocks to vehicles, the concept of the wheel is the basis of other great inventions. Number 3. Printing press. Everyone knows that the printing press was invented by Johannes Gutenberg in 1450 AD. Gutenberg was the first European to use a movable type for printing. It approximately started in 1439, making changeable alphabet dies in large numbers, usage of oil-based ink, use of wooden frames for printing, etc. were the inventions of Gutenberg. Publishing the printed books produced by using these 3 systems put together on a commercial basis was the event that changed the history of the world. This system has become a profitable arrangement for both publishers and readers. Before Gutenberg's invention in Europe, books were written by hand. The invention resulted in a revolutionary change in the book publishing sector. This technology spread rapidly throughout Europe and then spread throughout the world. Number 4. Computer. The first mechanical computer was invented in the early 19th century. Perhaps its discovery has helped to achieve more amazing things in many areas of life. The computer allows high-performance military aircraft to fly, place a spacecraft in orbit, control medical equipment, create visual imagery, store a lot of information, and help to allow operations of cars, phones, and power plants, etc. Number 5. Internet. Vinton Cerf is a person who's been instrumental in the development of the Internet. Cerf is known as the father of the Internet. The Internet was first developed in 1973 by Vinton Cerf with the support of the U.S. Department of Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA. Its initial use was to provide communication networks and expand over time at research labs and universities in the United States. This invention, along with the World Wide Web, is the most revolutionary invention of the 20th century. In 1996, more than 25 million computers were connected to the Internet in 180 countries. Number 6. World Wide Web. Arthur Clarke's first prediction about the system called the World Wide Web was that one day satellites would share information about the world when integrated into our telephone, photocopier, television, and computer at our fingertips. 19 years later, the discovery was made by Tim Berners-Lee in 1989. The web has transformed the way we work in a variety of fields, including education, music, finance, reading, medicine, dating, networking, languages, and more. The World Wide Web can leave behind some of the world's greatest inventions. Number 7. Television. Television was invented by John Logie Baird, a Scottish engineer. But the invention of the modern television is believed to be the creation of 2 people. They were Vladimir K. Zorkin and Philo Farnsworth. Television is one of the greatest inventions that has evolved into mechanical, electronic, color, digital, smart, and now 3D versions. Studies show that people typically spend 4 to 8 hours a day watching TV. This greatly affected family and social life. Number 8. Light bulb. Although there were attempts to develop the light bulb throughout the 1800s, the first invention of the light bulb was in 1879 by Thomas Alva Edison, who developed a light bulb lasting 1,500 hours. Many had carried forward work based on Edison's idea to create a light bulb that is revolutionary in action and bright. Number 9. Penicillin. Nobel laureate Alexander Fleming is the Scottish scientist who started the antibiotic revolution in medicine by the discovery of penicillin. Penicillin, which he accidentally discovered in 1928, is a group of antibiotics. Penicillin was produced in large numbers during World War II. This was one of the most famous discoveries in the field of medicine. Number 10. Telephone. In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell used a thread on both sides of the cup to speak from one end and hear from the other. This laid the groundwork for another revolutionary invention, the telephone, that has evolved into a mobile phone that we all carry in our hands or pockets today, has revolutionized humanity, especially business and communication sectors. This invention has become an extension of the idea of a conversation that can be heard from a room across the globe. It's noteworthy that man has come to the point that he cannot stand a day without it.
Hey, thank you for watching Billion Stories, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible contents are on the way.